Hey, what's up everybody? I'm Praetorian and welcome to Crusader Kings II as we're going to be starting a new series today. Good God, it has been a long time since we've had CK2 on the channel. I think it's been over 2 years. I think it was sometime in like the fall of 2016 was the last time that we played Crusader Kings on the channel, and that was that multiplayer series that I did with HiJynx. We played a little bit of EU4, played a little bit of Stellaris, but when it comes to Paradox games, we pretty much have just been concentrating on Hearts of Iron 4 since it released in 2016. But yeah, that's been a shame. I've really wanted to have Crusader Kings on the channel for a while now. Every expansion, I'm like, oh, maybe I'll do a series this time, but I'm always too busy, unfortunately. So we're finally going to be starting a series today, guys, and this is going to be a roleplay series. And when I say roleplay, I don't mean that, I'm going to be speaking in the accent of my character, or that I'm going to be dressed in 13th century attire as we play. I'll probably be naked, as you should be when you play CK2. What I mean by roleplay is that we're going to need to play based upon the traits of our character. So if we're content in life, then we can't be going into factions against our lord or trying to gain lots of new land. If we're greedy, we need to act like a greedy individual. Can't be giving money to people. So I'm sure you kind of get the gist of what I mean, but you'll see more as we play. But basically, this is not going to be like that optimal, conquer all of Europe, trying to be as efficient as possible type of playthrough. Where you're trying to inherit or conquer everything. This is going to be more, like I said, it's going to be more of a based upon how our characters are, which is nice because it does let you play different as you get new characters. I don't know, I think it should be a fun playthrough, guys. And I have a really cool family that I'd like to play as well, or I think it's cool anyway. We're not going to be playing as King Asner the Cruel. That's my last playthrough that I did for, I think that's the one I did for the review of Holy Fury. So that was the last time I played CK2. All right, so let's go ahead and start a new game. We're going to be playing on the 1220 AD timeline, Age of the Mongols. It's going to be a regular playthrough. We're not going to do randomize or Shattered World, and we're going to do a custom game setup. So let's just get Count selected because we're going to be playing as Count. Now, I was kind of really undecided on whether I wanted to play on England, France, or Italy. Those are the three countries where I wanted to start for this playthrough. But since we started in England on our last playthrough, I think we played as Henry II, and I know that was a while ago, but I wanted to go ahead and play somewhere else for this one, so we're going to play in France this time. And I selected, as I said, a pretty cool family for us to play as. We're going to be playing as Count Hugh. I know that's pronounced different in French, but in English we spell it H-U-G-H, Hugh, so that's how I'm going to pronounce it. Count Hugh de Lusignan. And I'm going to tell you guys the history of this family, just to kind of show you where we're at, what kind of character we're playing, his history, and his future as well. Because I think it would be interesting for you guys to kind of know, how the family ended up doing things in their past and their future. Because I think it might affect how we might want to play this. So before we can actually get started, though, before I can tell you about the history, we do need to get into the game. I need to go ahead and change the year here from 1220 to 1221, because you'll notice. I'll just do this real quick. That we gain a new county. We currently have 3 counties, and if we switch to April, it should be May. It actually should be May, so I think that's actually wrong. Oops, don't want to change the day. Let's go back to February here. But yeah, you'll notice that we get a new county, and that is because this county is held by Isabel. Now, Isabel is the wife, or I should say former wife, of John, King John of England. As you can see, she is the mother of King Henry III of England. And she, basically what happened, just to kind of give you a brief little history here. So what happened is she was supposed to marry our character's father, who was also named Hugh, were Hugh X, I believe. So Hugh IX was originally betrothed to marry Isabel. And when she was 12 years old, John ended up marrying her instead, which really pissed her off. All of these lands were under England at the time, so, she was a vassal of England, as was our family. And John married her when she was 12 years old, before the marriage took place with our father. And I should mention that it was actually this that kind of helped lead, as well as other things. You know, John wasn't a great king, that helped lead to the Lusignan family's rebellion from England, and of course would eventually lead them to being back under France, under the King of France, King Philip. So it was, you know, this is kind of like played a big part in this. And so when John died, she came back to her lands to rule, and she ended up marrying the son of the man she was originally supposed to marry, our character. So that happened in May. I don't know why they have it set in April, but that happened in May of 1220. So that's the reason why we're flipping forward here, so that we can have our proper wife. So let's go ahead and hop into it. That gives us that extra county, so we'll have 4 counties. I do want to show you guys the game rules. I already have, or should already be set up anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll through these so that you guys can see what we're currently playing with. Most things are set as historical or default. I don't think there's too many things I changed. We could turn achievements on if we wanted, so nothing is too crazy here. We just need to turn it on to Iron Man mode. Just see if there's anything of note that I might want to comment on. We do have supernatural events turned off, obviously. We do have the absurd events turned on. I don't know what those are. I don't know what that qualifies as, so I don't know. I'm fine with absurd things as long as they're not supernatural. You know, crazy things happen in history. Just seeing if there's anything to be noted. Yeah, I think it's pretty much all default settings. Yeah, pretty much. Not all of it. I did change it. There are a few things that are different, but once again, they're nothing that would, you know, disable Iron Man mode if we wanted to play on that, or the achievements mode. So yeah, I want to show you guys this. You know what we're starting as, and let's hop into it. So now that we're in, before we actually start playing here, we're going to turn this on to direct vassals. I always like playing with the direct vassals map mode whenever I'm not a king. So remember that our character here, all of his traits are going to be randomized because he's not a main character. We're not King Philip, which I'm pretty sure, yeah, King Philip's traits, most of them should be set. You know, he always gets the same traits, I think. Maybe the education is different. I'm not entirely sure. But because we're just a little tiny character, an irrelevant character in the grand scheme of things, we get randomized everything. So I didn't know when we started what traits we were going to have. It looks like we have charismatic negotiator. Okay, so that's our education. So it gives us pretty good diplomacy. All right. We are very shy. So we're probably gonna, as a character, not want to be throwing parties and stuff or do any very public events. We're also very trusting. We're just, and we're slothful. So we're lazy. All right. So we're gonna want to act accordingly based on these character traits. And I'll probably refer to these, many times throughout the campaign. Make sure that we're acting based upon the way our characters should be acting. Now, before we begin to actually play, I would like to give you guys just a brief history of the Lusignan family, just so you kind of know why I selected them and what our motivations are going to be when it comes to this playthrough. So let's just go ahead and take a look at the family tree here. So you'll see it's a long line of Hugues. So we are Hugh the 10th. This would be the 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th, and 5th. So looking at Hugh the 6th here, this family is very much a Crusader family. They are, almost all of them have participated in Crusades, and many of them actually died in Crusades. And I already did lose my place here, 10th, 9th, 8th, 7th, 6th. I want to make sure that I'm hovering over the right guy when I talk here. So Hugh the 6th, he participated in the First Crusade. Hugh the 7th participated in the Second Crusade, and Hugh the 3rd, which would be our great-grandfather, he actually died in the Holy Land. And then his son is a guy that some of you may have heard of before, which is a guy. His name is Guy de Lusignan, and he was the king of Jerusalem. You've probably seen him in some movies that focus on the Crusades in the Holy Land. He's often a character in movies and plays. That was his son, and he died in the Holy Land. And then we have Hugh IX, our father. He died in the 5th Crusade. He was the one that was originally arranged to marry our current wife. I don't actually know who that was he married. Is that his sister? No, that's not her sister. I don't know who she is, but she is in the same family. I'm not entirely sure who she is, though. Yeah, that's Hugh IX, our father. And then, of course, we have ourselves, Hugh X. As far as I know, I don't think Hugh actually engaged in any of the Crusades, or I haven't read anything about him being in any of the Crusades. He was involved in a few wars against England. He actually led his troops against them as well. But I haven't heard anything about him actually being a Crusader. So that's one thing that I was going to talk about here in a minute. Now, the next Hugh, which is our son right here, he is Hugh the 11th. He also fought and died in a crusade, the 7th Crusade. His son, which was Hugh the 12th, fought and died in the 8th Crusade. And then his son, which would be Hugh the 13th, did not fight in a crusade. Obviously, we're getting towards the end of the Crusades at this point. And Hugh the 13th did not have any children, and thus all his titles ended up going to his brother, and then his brother also didn't have any children, and then it went to his sister, and she didn't have any children, and then that ended up being the end of the entire line here. I think they consider the end of the senior line being the Hugh the 13th. I think he's considered the end of the senior line. So it went to his siblings. They didn't have any children, and eventually went to the son of the King of France, and then it became, basically crown lands once the heir became the king. So our goals here, just obviously our goals will be, our short-term goals are largely based off our character traits, but as far as our long-term goals go, we don't want our dynasty to end the way they did historically. And most importantly, we need to engage in crusades when they happen, because this is a Crusader family. So unless our character is, like a coward, or maybe very anti-religious, but I guess you could be anti-religious and still want to engage in the Crusades, since you can gain a lot from them. You don't necessarily need to be, very religious to go on crusade. We need to engage in crusades, and I would love if we can get our character, since he's one of the only Hughs in the entire history of the Hughs that did not, since the Crusades started, that did not engage in the Crusades. So I really would like to break that. And I'm not seeing any trait that would lead us to not join. I know he's lazy, but I imagine you could be lazy on a Crusade. So yeah, I really, really want to have our character engage in a crusade if we can. Go on crusade. So that's the history, just a little brief history of it. I thought it was important for you guys to know. And one last thing we need to do before we get started here is we need to fix an inaccuracy that's been, I don't know, it's just laziness on the part of Paradox. So our son is Hugh. That's who our eldest son is. He was born in, well, we don't know what month he was actually born in, which is why I think they just put it on January 1st. But he was born in 1221. You'll notice, though, that he's not our heir. Our heir is Geoffrey, and Geoffrey was also born in 1221, yet he's not a twin. Like, you notice that they're born at the same time, but they're not twins. That's because Geoffrey was not born in 1221. He was born in 1226, 5 years later. He's not even a notable character. Out of all the sons that Hugh X had, he was one of the ones that did nothing. So I don't know why this is the only son they added besides, the original heir. And I don't know why they didn't put the right birth date, because that has resulted in him being the heir rather than Hugh, which breaks the long line of Hughs, which is not okay. So we're going to have to fix that, guys, because I don't want this historical inaccuracy ruin our playthrough. I don't know why they even did it. I think it was just laziness, and they didn't want to. I mean, literally, you just have to change that 1 to 6, and then you fix it for the birth date. So I don't know why they did that. But we're going to go ahead and kill Geoffrey off so that we can have Hugh be our son, and to make sure that it's historically accurate. So I don't really feel like this is cheating, considering that it's not accurate. All right, so I have his character number written down here. It is 138012. And poor little Geoffrey has died. he didn't make it. And you know what? It's not highly inaccurate for a child to die at a young age. So yeah, he did die a natural death, and now Hugh is our son. So our wife is 33, while we're 32. So hopefully we can still have more children, because I really don't want this to be our the only kid that we have. You know, as we already mentioned, kids don't always last all that long in this age. But you will notice that our wife has had many sons. You know, obviously King Henry III, Prince Richard, and all the princesses as well. So she actually ended up historically having more children with Hugh, I think, than she did with John. So I think that's it. I think we're ready to go ahead and get started and finally start playing. Good God, we are like way into the game and we haven't even started yet. So first thing I wanted to go ahead and do is recruit a court physician, and I hope I do not have to wait long. We are not going to distribute our lands here. We're just going to keep them. We don't really have any vassals. We have to worry about being pissed about it. So looking at our traits, once again, we are shy, trusting, just, and slothful, and we need to select an ambition. So let's just see. It's going to have to be, I mean, we might not want to be a counselor because that requires work, and I'm pretty fucking lazy, so I think we're just going to try and groom an heir. Yeah, and that'll plus maybe allow us to have more children, which is always something to be worried about when you have a wife in her 30s. So our focus, just looking at our current abilities here, we are very diplomatic, and our learning's okay, I suppose. So based upon our traits, we're lazy, so I don't see us doing anything, you know, that would, you know, require us to do real work. So we're not gonna do anything up here. As far as the fact that we're a more diplomatic-minded guy, it would make sense to go with this one. But the problem with that is that we're shy, so I don't see us doing that one either. So I think that the best option for us would be focus on hunting. You know, we don't have to hang out with too many people if we don't want to. It's not real work, and yeah, I think it's something that our character might want to do. So let's go and select that. I don't know how well we're going to do at it because our marshal is absolutely garbage. Even with the 2+ marshal, we're still at 0. He's not the most martial-minded character here. All right, so we're good on that. I don't think there's anything else we need to do. Besides, I think we're going to go ahead and change up our current capital. I don't like this being our capital. I don't know if it was historically what he would consider his capital where he lived. I want to say one of these two were, because I think he got buried here, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. So one of these probably were, but I think we're going to change it to one of these two just because they're better provinces, and once again, I don't think we have to keep the capital the same as it was. So let's go ahead and change over. Why not change to the one that is named after us? I think that makes sense. Let's change to this one. Yeah, there we go. So let's go ahead and start playing, guys. So one thing I'm going to do, here's the Crusade. All right, well, I said we were going to join a crusade. We're going to join a crusade, guys. So the faithful prepare for war. A messenger approaches us with a letter from the Vatican from the Vicar of Christ himself. He's asking us to prepare men to fight against the heathens and infidels, to restore Christendom to the lost places of the world. So we're going to crusade against Jerusalem. So yes, I'm most definitely going to be pledging my troops to the crusade. Hugh is finally going to get involved in the Crusades. We do need to select a beneficiary, so let's just go ahead and get this done first. See who we want to be placed here. It looks like there's not really too many choices. I suppose it would make sense to do the Queen Mother here. We'll place her in the beneficiary slot, and oops. Let's just close this, and then what else do we have here? Scouts bring words of mystic blind man. Okay, so this is for our court physician. Yeah, I'm fine with this guy, I suppose. I don't see any reason why we wouldn't want him, even if he is blinded. I don't know how well, actually, honestly, I don't know how well a blind man would be a physician now that I think about it. You know what? Let's not get the blind guy. Let's, we'll get somebody else later. It's fine. And it'll take a little bit of time before we'll get the opportunity to get another one. But you know what? I don't think getting a blind man would be very wise. So the Lords of France have approved the institution of title. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and let's take a look at our stuff. I haven't really looked at all of our counselors and stuff yet. We should probably do that. We should do that in the beginning. So let me just see who our current vassals are. It looks like we have one powerful vassal not in a job right now, so we are going to want to give him one. These are just, of course, these aren't really all that powerful vassals. We don't have to worry about them rebelling or anything like that. Yeah, it's completely irrelevant because it's all mayors. So we can pretty much select whoever we want for the councils, I think. So we'll probably just be changing some of these guys up to the best equivalent here. So yeah, we're going to let him be our chancellor, our marshal. Let me see if there's anybody better here. You know what? It's fine if he's the marshal. Let's take a look at the steward position. I want to say that there is somebody better at steward, yeah, because this guy's only level 9. He's not all that great. And then spy master, I'm sure we can find a better spy master than this, you'd think. Apparently that's a no. All right. So he will remain as our spy master. Yeah, this is a shame that we didn't have anybody better than that. Looking at our court chaplain, that is absolutely fine. All right, so we're going to want to get them appointed to jobs. We are not content, right? No, we are not content, so there's absolutely no reason why we can't expand our realm if we so desire. We're going to go ahead and try and fabricate a claim on one of these territories here. Remember, this is all English territory, so we'd have to go to war with England in order to gain any of it, but maybe we'll be able to get our king to, I'm sure we'll go to war at some point any damn way. So let's go ahead and place our chancellor here, try and get a claim on that territory. As far as our marshal, we are going to train troops up in the capital, and then our steward is going to be collecting taxes in the capital, increase the amount of money and troops that we're getting from that province, and then we'll just remain scheming for the spy master, and then our court chaplain will remain doing what he does as well. Just taking a look at our laws here, see if there's, I mean, obviously we're not gonna be able to change much at this point. We can change to revoke titles if we so desired. I don't know if we'll be able to pass it though. Yeah, it looks like we might be able to pass it if we gave some people some favors here. So that's something that I think we'd want to do. We can also change up our administration as well. That'll allow us to change up the succession laws. What are we currently at right now? Oh yeah, we're definitely gonna have to change that. And in order to change that, yeah, we do have to have the late feudal administration. So it probably would make sense for us to change that first, I think. Yeah, that's probably what we'll be doing here in a minute. See if there's anything else we need to do. It looks like the council does have all of the powers right now, with the exception of banishment. Those are all things we're going to want to change as well. Let's go ahead and change the late administration. Well, you know what? We're not going to be able to change that. We have far too many appointments or opponents at this moment. We're going to go ahead and do the revoke titles because I think we could sway some people to do this one. And I love to be able to revoke some titles. So let's go ahead and do this. So let's say okay. And then what we're going to want to do is get any of the undecided voters over here. I don't remember who was undecided. I know that some of them were supporting, some of them weren't. But we're going to want to make sure that, let me just take a look here, who the two undecided were, the bishop and Edward. One of the nice things about having these guys without any power here in our council is that we don't really have to worry about them having a favor from us because they're irrelevant. So let's go and make sure that he supports us, and then we're also going to want the bishop to support us as well. All right, so let's go and send those, and that should be enough for the vote, I think. Yeah, it looks like we have one supporter. Yeah, that'd be 3 and 4. Yeah, that should be actually plenty enough. All right, so let's go ahead and get those sent, and it looks like we're already at war with England. Okay, that was actually pretty quick. So I don't think we're gonna play a role in this at all. No, I don't think so. We'll just let France fight this. I doubt I'd get anything from it, and we might. And there we go, we got the law passed. Excellent. So one of the things that I'm going to be doing in this playthrough that I don't typically do, and oh, there's a duchy here. I wonder if he'll let us have it. I want to say that this duchy is our duchy. Yes. Yeah, it looks like the duchy is these 3 provinces here, these 4 provinces here. So we control 2 of them. So the Lord might give us one, the king. I don't know if he'll let us contact him about it. Request claim. Yeah, we could probably do it, but I don't think he won't honor it. But maybe if we can get like a favor from him or something, we can get a duchy title. The White Stag. All right, so this is a hunt. Must send people out to find it. But one of the things I'm going to be doing in this playthrough that I don't typically do in my playthroughs is I try not to edit anything out from the game while it's playing. I'll do all my edits while it's paused so that you guys don't miss anything. But as anybody who's played this game knows, there's a lot of long periods where nothing really is going on in CK2. So I might edit some of those out. So good news, my lord. We have received credible reports of a recent sighting of the Great White Stag. Saddle my horse. All right, so a murmur was heard through the room. When I judged the felon to death, it was a just sentence, if perhaps a bit harsh. He had it coming. Got a bit of prestige from that. So we're ready to go on our epic hunt for the Great White Stag. Fruitlessly scouring the countryside, you come upon a small cottage in the woods. As you knock, an old crone opens. When she sees you and your hunting party, she cackles eerily and says that she has a powerful potion that will make you a stronger hunter, sure to catch any prey. Yeah, we're not going to drink some potion that some old crone is willing to get us. We have no idea what it is. You have returned to your court. The hunt for the elusive white beast seems fruitless. All right, maybe we should have drank it. I don't know. But it does look like, despite the fact that we didn't get it, we still got a little bit of a bonus from it. So it looks like there's also a jihad at the same time. Okay, so let's say, what terrible news. I'm having dinner and plenty of drinks with Agnes tonight. It's lovely, yet what I am most charmed by is Agnes herself. Why else would I not immediately stop our conversation, which has slowly begun to touch upon some almost heretical ideals, questioning the salvation of God? If we do not ask questions, why did God make us curious? So I think it's a great discussion fueled by alcohol or not. We should not speak of this and never question the Almighty. Yeah, I would say our character probably wouldn't be questioning the Almighty. So we should not speak of this. And we're not really looking for a new lady anyway. We need to be focusing on trying to have some heirs with our spouse. All right, I'm not entirely sure what that one is about. Oh, okay. They just didn't want her in that title any longer. Okay. So the Pope has died as well. The Crusades are going to be starting in 1222 December, so 287 days from right now. It seems our liege's council is discontent as well. Did the king die? Oh yes, he did. So King Philip has died. They have a special bloodline as well, blood of Philip the Great. He did, of course, expand French lands considerably, mostly taking those from King John of England. And the new king has taken the throne, King Louis the Lion. All right, so we have a discontent council right now. We are not on the council, though, so it doesn't really affect us at all. Seems that France did lose that battle. Well, that's a damn shame. And it seems that we also have gotten our claim here. Well, let's use it. I know that's going to affect the limited prestige that we have, but that's okay. And the assassins are destroyed as well. Good riddance. So yeah, it looks like King Louis, and as well as his father, are creating a lot of duchy titles. I really hope we can get one of those. That'd be nice. Okay, so the Crusade for Anatolia. I thought we were doing a Crusade for Jerusalem. Looks like it has started. Yeah, I think maybe that one event was saying that they had changed it. So let me just slow this down because we're going to be joining this crusade. In a grand announcement, the Pope declares a crusade for Anatolia. It has never been a part of the Christian realms, but the Pope has decided trying to bring them into the fold and hopefully show them the path to true redemption. All right, so we're going to get 100 priority from that, and we have accepted the call to arms to join, of course. So we're going to go ahead and, as I said, get involved in the crusade. That's why I didn't raise my troops up for this war against England. That is trivial when we have matters of God at hand. So we're going to want to let's take a look at who exactly, oops, that's the wrong one, who exactly we are fighting over here, so I know where the hell I need to send my troops. All right, so we're sending troops over to here. Okay, so we're probably not going to want to be the first ones to get there, because we would get our asses handed to us, because I don't think we have a ton of troops. No, we have 1756. That's it. We can get another 224 from our vassals if we wanted to. Let's just raise our own troops. They'll probably be gone. You know what? They're on a crusade. Everybody can play a part. So let's go ahead and get all of our troops going to our capital here, and we're going to get this crusade started. We are going to lead the crusade ourselves, obviously, and try and get that Crusader trait. And why do we want to send our son into hiding? Who is trying to kill our son? Yeah, I'm not entirely sure who it is. If I had to guess, I would assume it would be our cousin. We have a cousin, if we just take a look here at our father. Yeah, I think it's... Oh, okay, no, it's right here. So here he is. So this is our cousin. I'm assuming that he's the one who wants to kill him. I mean, we can't see that just yet. I'm going to have to look at our intrigue and see if we can see who it is that wants to kill him. But I'm assuming that our cousin here, he's the heir of these lands right here. I'm assuming that he's the one that would want to kill him, because I believe that he is... Oops, didn't mean to open that. I want to say that he is our heir if he dies. Let's just take a look at that real quick, because I'm curious. Yes, he is the heir. If our son dies, then he would be the one to get the throne. Now, or not really the throne, we're not really a king, we're just a count, but it wouldn't be an entirely bad thing, because his mother, I think that's his mother, if I'm not mistaken. Let me just take a look here. Yeah, that's his mother. She is the countess of 3 counties. So we would combine our 4 counties with her 3 counties, which would make us incredibly powerful. So it wouldn't be an entirely bad thing if he comes to the throne, but I would prefer that, the Hugues stay in power. So yes, that's right. I said I was going to check the intrigue to see if we can figure out who's trying to kill him. Oh, it's the countess. She's trying to do it for her son. All right, that's not surprising. I don't think she will end her plot. Nope. All right, so I wonder who's the heir to her stuff. Are we the heir to her stuff? It looks like just her children. I don't think we'll inherit anything, unfortunately. No. Yeah, there's no... Yeah, we're not included in the line succession. I was going to say we'll counter her plot and attempt to try and kill her son. But yeah, there's no reason to do that. We don't get anything from it. Which, of course, he's one of our heirs, so I don't want to do that. We'll just ignore it, and hopefully it doesn't work. It doesn't happen. You know what we could do? And I never did select a focus for him, so let's go ahead and do that real quick. We could send him into hiding. I don't see any reason not to. He's our only son. I don't want him to die. And, there's only really penalties for sending yourself into hiding. So historically, our son was very much a military leader, so we're going to try and move him towards that. So let's go ahead and do the struggle. And hopefully, he'll be a good military leader. We'll just have to wait and see. All right, so we're getting all of our troops assembled here. I hope I'm not the only one that goes to this crusade. I mean, I doubt it will be the case, but with France and England, 2 of the more powerful countries engaged in this conflict against each other, I don't know. It's hard to say. They both have lost a lot of troops, it looks like. All right, so we have all our troops in here. Let's go ahead and merge them, and then let's place ourselves in charge. I need to go ahead and place some marshals as well, so let's go ahead and do that. Let's get ourselves a few marshals, because I don't think we have, or commanders, excuse me. Looks like we have a couple. We have this guy here. He's okay. Yeah, it doesn't look like we have a lot of options here. They're all pretty garbage. Because I don't really like having these guys leading our counselors, because then they're unable. You know what? In fact, let's go ahead and do that. Make them so that they'll be forbidden from leading any armies, because then they can't do their damn job. So let's go ahead and get a new commander. It's going to be Geoffrey, our kinsman. He happens to be an heir as well. All right. I wonder if we might want to change up our religious heirs. It looks like we can't appoint them. I think we are going to go ahead and appoint somebody here. We might just appoint Geoffrey. He's a crusader and a scholarly theologian. So yeah, I think we're going to want to place him in some more higher ranking bishoprics, which are ones basically that I know that we'll end up keeping, which would be probably going to really try and keep these 2 here. I mean, really, we want to keep them all. You know what? I know what we're going to do. We're just going to point them to all of them, and whichever one has the opening first is the one that he'll go to. It doesn't look like it's an option to put him here. All right, well, that's fine. We'll just place... No, that's our steward. I don't really want him there. You know what? He can stay there. He can go there. All right. So, and because that'll give him a nice opinion boost. So let's go and place all of our characters in charge here. We're going to have ourselves in charge of the center. The left flank, we're going to place, let's place Geoffrey in charge of the left flank. And then the right flank we'll place, the only option that we have. Let's go and get our ships going, our fleet levies. Looks like we have 28 ships. Yeah, let's go and raise these. That'll be enough. And let's get our troops going over to the Holy Land. It's going to be a little bit of a trip. And as I said, I hope that we're not the first ones there. I'm not seeing too many troops here just yet. A lot of enemies. Looks like there's couple thousand here. But yeah, a lot of enemy troops over there. All right, so let's go ahead and get our troops embarked, and let's send them. It's only 2,000 men. It's not a lot, but we're going to try and play as much of a role as possible. So let's just take a look at the realms here, and yeah, I think we'll have to attack right there. There's not really anywhere else that makes sense. Hopefully there'll be more troops over there by that point. We could also just kind of put our guys somewhere else temporarily if there are too many troops over here by then. Because as of right now, yeah, there is about, what's this, 7, 8, no, yeah, 9, almost 9,000 troops here. A little bit too much for our little 2,000 man army. So hopefully somebody, maybe the Italians, the Germans are there by now. So that we're not fighting alone. King Louis has created another duchy title, and oh yes, I forgot I was going to send him into hiding. Let's go ahead and do that, guys. I don't want him to die, obviously. Can we get the court physician just yet? Looks like it's going to be 3 years. It's 3 years from the start here, so we got about another year before we can look for a physician again. I normally just accept whoever the fucking physician is, but in this particular case, I didn't really think that getting the blind guy was wise. I don't know if that actually affects anything, but I thought we should probably not get him. So I decided to grant. Oh, nice, we got a duchy. All right, awesome. Well, thank you, King Louis. All right, so King Louis did decide to give us the Duchy of Bourbon here. All right, so let me just take a look here. Does that come with a county? It did. All right, so we got one county here. So we have a new vassal. She's a powerful vassal. And looking at her traits here, yeah, I don't really see us putting her in any positions. And you can't really put ladies in most of the positions anyways. So I think I'm not sure if that affects them with the powerful vassal thing. But yeah, it looks like we gained a new county. So that's awesome. So something to consider. These are all our realms now. We stretch all the way across here, all the way to Burgundy now. Let's take a look at what that all entails. The de jure. All right, so that will give us that one right there. Yeah, so we don't even really need this guy here. We already have a claim on that. So we could move him over to here, I suppose. Yeah, I guess that's what we'll do. There's no reason for us to try and go after that. So let's go ahead and move him over here. And let's go back to, we probably just fast forward this so we can hurry up and get our ships over there. It does seem that they have a lot more troops over here now. 23,000 troops. That's an insane number. We do have some money, but I'm not going to spend it on building anything up, guys, just because I feel like we should save that for our troops. Obviously it takes a lot of money to fund these guys. And we've already gotten ourselves a claim. You know what, I didn't realize we had gotten a claim here, didn't we? Yeah, we did. You know what? We really need to save our money at this moment. So let's just wait to use it and just get the piety. Hopefully we get another opportunity to get one. I think we really need to conserve our funds. So that is not our ships. Our ships are somewhere else. Right there. There they are. All right. So it does not look like there are a lot of allied troops here just yet. I see 13,000 there, but nowhere near enough to deal with. Well, looks like they've already taken a lot of casualties. Yeah, they're already at 18,000. Perhaps. But I'm going to try and land here and hopefully stay out of the main battles so that we can just focus on actually taking stuff. It looks like we could help these guys out. I'm fine with that. So I finally stand before the destination of the Crusade. With sword in hand, I'm ready to storm the walls. And that has gained us prestige and piety. And of course, we've now gotten the Crusader trait, which gives us martial, personal combat skill, church opinion, and religious same trait opinion. Is that enough to get us a martial finally? There we go. We're finally in the positives on the martial ability. Excellent. So I noticed that Isabel, I did change up her hat, and that looks just fucking glorious. And I'm liking it. All right, so we are here to help. It does look like they're going to attempt to engage us, so we are going to do this battle. If they still fight us, it looks like they decided not to. I wonder if there's anywhere I can... Nah, I probably shouldn't send any troops off on their own. We'll probably just stay with this large army for right now until... and I do need to change over to the realms here because it's really hard to see what's going on. If they move far enough away, you know what? Let's move here and see if we can't get something under our own control. Well, looks like we're not gonna be able to go there. We'll go to this one. I'd like to at least do something, make sure that we get some participation in the conflict. It does seem that we are winning this crusade. Yeah, it looks like it's going quite well for us. And late feudal administration law has been changed here in France. Excellent. Is there anything else that we can change here? So let's just see here if anybody would support it. Oh, nice. Yeah, that's right. Those guys did promise to support us. So that would tie it up. I don't think that's quite enough, though. So let's see if we can't pass it. I mean, we're obviously going to have to get... I want to say if it goes 3 and 3, I don't know how that ends up working. Yeah, these guys are all going to vote for it. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure if that would end up passing or not. So what we're going to do is let's just go to our council real quick, and we know that these guys are returning favors to us, or you know, are passing these for us. Let's just contact one of these other guys here, like our steward, and see if we can't get him to support us in the council. And that would be just enough to pass that, so that we can hopefully pass our inheritance laws. All right, so I'm going to see if I can't take this myself. Now, we did get an event here as we settle down for the night in Sparta. A comet passed overhead. The soldiers start talking excitedly about what it might mean. So God guides our hand in this just war. That would gain us the zealous trait, and our army morale would be increased. All right, now get back to work, men, and that gives us the taskmaster. And these are okay. So yeah, these are temporary. They'd apply to us for about 2 years. Let us take a moment to thank the Lord for this miracle, which would make us humble. Well, there's no reason to not go for any of these that I can see. Yeah, there's nothing that would apply to any of these. You know what? Let's go with zealous, guys. It does kind of feel a little bit like the Lusignan family was kind of zealous in a way. So yeah, let's go with that. They were hardcore crusaders. I suppose almost everybody was a hardcore crusader at the time. But that does mean that we are now going to have to make, you know, all of our choices are going to have to be, you know, very much based on the, you know, zealous trait. Can't be doing anything against our religion. So we're going to try and take this. I don't know if we can. Yeah, it looks like there's quite a few defenders there, so this is going to be very, very slow going. Maybe we'll get some assistance from one of these other armies. Come help us out. Yeah, it looks like we got a few thousand more men helping us out. As I walk through the streets of Sparta, I suddenly feel someone bump into me. As a boy runs down the street with a punch that looks with a pouch that looks surprisingly like mine in his hands. He's fucking pickpocketed us. Damn him. No matter, there was not a lot of money left in it. Yeah, we're pretty broke. And this would gain us the trait kind, as well as possibly content. Let us find that kid and make him pay. And that'll give us the cruel trait. Maybe he could be of use to us. You know what? Let's say that. Yeah, I could see us using him, perhaps. I want to take a look at him real quick and see if he has any. I've never seen that event. No, that's not her. Here he is. Okay, it seems that this kid's like our best friend now. All right. So we're going to tutor him. That's kind of cool. I like this event. He is shrewd, cynical, and paranoid. Okay, so yeah, I could see us using him in the future. Look at his intrigue. It is respectable. We're going to want to make him something that obviously would lean him towards being very good at intrigue. So I think what would make the most sense for us to have him do is to learn etiquette here in Europe, since he is from another land. And of course that will maybe, we're going to hope anyway, that it'll get him the playful trait, because that can result in him getting the deceitful, which could be very useful for his intrigue. I'm not sure what else would be a good choice. I'm not really seeing anything else that would be a good choice for an intrigue focused person. So yeah, we're going to go ahead and do this one. And hopefully we get the playful trait. All right. So things are going pretty well in the war for us. I was worried too that they wouldn't send enough troops, but yeah, everybody got involved in this. I was not too sure because of the conflict with the English and the French how that was going to go. It does seem that the English are winning over there. And oh no, our mother has died. Passed away from a natural death in her bed at the age of 54. Such a sad day. All right. So is there anything I need to be aware of up here? It doesn't look like we can take him out of hiding. I'm sure that there's still somebody trying to kill him, though. We will take a look at that real quick. I'm sure that's the case. Oops. I need to go to intrigue. Yeah, she's still trying to kill him. She has 36% plot power as well. All right. Well, that's a shame. Hopefully she's not able to complete it. Just seeing if there's anything else. So this would pass outside of our realm, apparently. Why is that? I'm not entirely sure why that would pass outside of the realm. I'm not seeing any reason why it would. We could also give some of our counties away if we wanted to. It probably makes sense to find a good count for one of those provinces, since we are getting the penalties there. All right, so we now have 8,400 troops here. You can see that the war is already 50% in our favor, doing pretty damn well so far. But I'm going to stay here, keep my troops here, and see if we can't get control of this. We are currently about halfway there towards getting control of it. I want to say it would go in our hands. Of course, it's largely irrelevant. I'm just trying to get my participation up. I don't know if there's so many people involved, I don't even think we can see our participation in this. But yeah, hopefully we'll get some stuff from it. So, I mean, we're obviously not going to participate enough where I think, you know, our candidate will win, our beneficiary. We can finally recruit another court physician, so let's go and make that happen. Hopefully we get a better option this time than the blind guy last time. Got our siege 92% done here. And yeah, the war is going swimmingly. Apparently we actually are winning the war against Henry. And our siege has finished up. That has gained us gold and piety. And shortly after you spread the word of you seeking the employ of a court physician, a Jewish exile appeared at your court. The exile introduced himself as a guy and explained that he'd served as a physician to many rulers before, and as such offers his services to you in return for fair pay. Well, he's renowned, and yeah, I don't see any reason why we wouldn't select this guy. His learning's okay, could be better, but we can't be picky. So we're gonna go ahead and pay him, make him our court physician. So we have taken this. We need to get the city. This, of course, is we get a lot more money from the city, so we will go ahead and finish it up. Pretty easy to wrap it up as well. Already 43% there. Get ourselves a little bit of money to help pay for our army, because we are currently losing 13, almost 14 gold per turn right now. My men and I find ourselves at a bar in Sparta. As evening turns to night, an attractive serving girl seems to pay me a lot of interest. When I'm about to go to bed for the night, she is clearly interested in joining. I am not here to pick up foreigners, and that would gain us the chaste trait. Nobody will know about just one night, and that would give us the lustful trait. Or you should join me at court, and then we'd fall in love with her. Well, I'm gonna say we're not here to. I don't really want the chaste trait, honestly. Yeah, that's not what I want. But you know what? I think that's more fitting for our character. He's not really lustful or anything like that. Yeah, so I think that's probably... And he's shy too. He doesn't really like to talk to ladies. I guess she was an easy one, since she was willing to join us in our bed without us even asking. So let's go ahead and just keep on moving along here. There's not really any more battles, so we'll just help take provinces. Try and get as much participation as we possibly can. But it looks like this crusade should be over pretty soon. So let's just go ahead and we'll just let it fast forward. And dangerous factions. Say what? Oh, Lord. We should have known this countess was going to cause us problems, since she is not in the council. I want to say that I don't know that I can appoint her to anything. I'm not entirely sure. The spy master, sometimes you can appoint ladies to that, but yeah, I'm not seeing her in here. So, yeah, and I know you can't appoint her to these positions. I suppose what we could do is give some minor titles out. I don't know if that would appease her at all. We can make her a cupbearer, and that's a very honorable position. You know what? I think we will make her the cupbearer. Hopefully she doesn't. You know what? That'd probably be stupid. She has it out for me. Then I think that gives her higher plot power. So let's make her. Yeah, I don't know. We'll make her this. This might appease her some. Probably not though. So we'll go ahead and give her position. Hopefully that'll make things a little bit better. I'm not going to assign any of these yet. I usually try and assign those to like people that I have some kind of like, I don't know, some type of relationship with. So I don't think that that's going to be enough, but what we could do is we could try and make her happy with our rule. Let me just find her here. By swaying her. So we're going to try and sway her and see if we can't change her opinion of us, because she's currently -2 right now. Just seeing the reasons why. It's largely because, of course, we haven't given out those provinces yet, so that does cause some problems. unfortunately. If she rebels on us, she rebels on us. It's just such a bummer that our army's over here, so we wouldn't be able to fight her. But this war should be over soon. We're at 93% right now, and it looks like the jihad was successful as well. All right, and completing this victory here to give us some prestige, and King Henry III of England has set up a pope. Oh, we got an anti-pope, Pope Leo X. It looks like an abandoned battlefield, the dead strewn across the landscape. The Crusaders certainly met quite the resistance here in Amorion. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I will bury the Crusaders, and this would gain us piety, and we'd lose gold, but we get the charitable trait. Or maybe I could salvage some valuables, and we'd lose the zealous trait. So obviously we're zealous, so we would not do that. We will bury the Crusaders. And we now have a budget deficit due to that, but you know what? It's fine, because the Crusade has ended. So we have been successful here. It looks like our beneficiary did not get in there. Instead, it was the Hohenstaufen dynasty. All right, so Christians now control much of Anatolia, about half of it. All right, awesome. So we were successful. Let's go ahead and I want to say that if we disband here, then yeah, none of our troops will get back home. And considering the fact that we're looking at a potential rebellion and we still have our ships here, I don't see any reason why we shouldn't, bring our troops back home. And the Lady and Nyssa, the victories against infidels were hard fought, but things have finally settled down, and the titles I fought for were given to Sibel. Oh, so she did get a title. It will surely be difficult to be part of the new kingdom, but I wish her luck in her future endeavors. I look back one last time at my men, and I leave Nyssa. I wonder what life would have been like if it had been me staying here rather than Sibel. So we can now play as her if we so desire, but no, I have no desire playing as her. So let's just say our life is back home in France. So we did get some stuff here. We got a saintly skull. All right, well, we're going to take a look at our treasury, guys, because I want to see what that is. And it's giving us the skull of St. Joseph. That's giving us piety and same religion opinion. All right, awesome. So we are a very pious ruler now. And we've got the Crusader trait, as well as a ton of money. Obviously, that guy gave us prestige and piety, too. But the money is certainly respectable. I think what we're going to do is go ahead and start building in our lands while we wait for our troops to get back. We're going to build in the capital. So let's go ahead and get... Oh, I think we're probably going to do the castle walls. Get that tax income and levy size up. Yeah, let's do the castle walls first. Yeah, let's do castle walls. All right, so we'll get that building up. I would also like to build, because I'm going to really try and keep this province if possible. So let's go ahead and build this one up as well since we have the money. We're going to do let's do the keep here. Try and get more troops so that in our future wars we'll be able to make a bigger impact. Though we did pretty well over here, man, for having such a small amount of troops. We got quite a bit of money. Somebody in the comments recently was actually talking about Crusader Kings and how the Crusades just generate far too much money for characters, and they do. Probably some. I know that you. Oops, I'm gonna go here. I know that you did earn a lot of money going on the Crusades. Most people, as I had said before, it looks like King Louis has been excommunicated, and that doesn't seem to be the anti-pope that has excommunicated him either, unless the anti-pope has already died. So let's go and get our troops back home. It's gonna take a little while, but yeah, he had been complaining that the Crusades just seem to generate too much money, and I agree. You get so much money off of them. Now, they were incredibly profitable for those who went, especially successful Crusades, most definitely. But yeah, it does seem, as far as the game balance and game terms, the amount of money that they give you is ridiculous. It's quite a bit. We got all that, and we didn't really play a significant role. I mean, we played a good role for the amount of troops that we had, for only sending less than 2,000 troops over there. But yeah, getting that much money for what we did, yeah, it's probably too much, I think. So, I don't know, maybe some balance issues they need to fix there. Let's hurry up and get our troops back home. And there's a peasant revolt. All right, so let's go ahead and disband our troops here, and as well as our personal fleet. All right, awesome. So we were successful on our crusade, and it looks like we can now invite her to try and spend some time with me and maybe we can sway her to our cause. And looks like I accidentally selected that guy. And she was happy to oblige us. Now that I have some time to spend with her, I'm confident that I can convince her of how alike we are and that she stands to only gain from our friendship. I think these days have really helped me getting to know her. I don't know her name. I don't know how to pronounce her name, so I'm Mahout or something like that. So I'm not going to pronounce it because I'm probably butchering it. And have taught her to appreciate us better. So let's take a look and see what our options are here. So due to our high diplomacy skill, we can say it was truly an honor to have you here for a while, and that'll gain us the 15 opinion change. We can get a 20 opinion change here because of our just trait, or we can say that she looks like a trustworthy countess. It looks like that would provoke her, but it would try to influence her into adopting our trusting personality trait. All right, well, let's just go ahead and go with this one since it gives the best bonus right now. And we're just. So I fulfilled all my obligations as a host. Good news, my lord. We have received credible reports of a recent sighting of a great white stag in the county of Marche. All right, saddle my horse. Maybe we'll actually be successful on this hunt. It seems our steward did get that first bishopry. So that's good. And nothing else I think that we need to be aware of. So you have gathered your followers and your hunting dogs. You have saddled your horse and prepared your weapons. You're ready to set out to hunt the great white stag. So we'll go ahead and go hunting. And also, I know that we can now go to war here with England for this. But of course, we're already currently at war with them. Of course, we're never going to be able to just declare war on these guys because obviously they're not part of our realm. So me getting the claims here is really just in hopes that our lord will give it to us, especially considering the fact that this isn't our duchy. So when the war with England is won, it's -22 right now. It was probably not going to be a victory, but once we get our troops back from the Crusade, it might be. I would send my troops to help out, but as you can see, it's 5,700 men up here. I don't see us playing a role in that, and I don't even think we have. Yeah, we have 2,200, about 2,700 troops. Yeah, I don't see us winning there. Fruitlessly scouring the countryside, you come upon a small cottage in the wilds. Oh, this is the old crone one. Do you have to do this? I've done this hunting event many times. I've never seen this one before. But I'm guessing we have to do it, or else there's never going to be a damn hunt. You drink of course. You drink the potion down. Soon you start to feel queasy, and then you pass out. As you wake, you have a strong headache and no desire to continue your hunting expedition. The old crone has disappeared, and your guards don't seem to know how or where to. So I don't feel well. You've returned to your court. The hunt for this elusive white. Okay, so probably shouldn't have drank that. I've never had that event before. We did get some money from our steward. Good job, mate. And looks like King Louis has inherited more lands. Okay. So she does like us a bit more, but that of course doesn't really affect the factions at all, unfortunately. It does seem that she's only 47.1% of our men now compared to where I think she was 80%. So I don't think she'll be able to rebel anytime soon. We don't have any other strong rebels or strong vassals, so I don't think we're gonna have any problems with that. Today in the market, I watched a poor beggar and took his bowl full of coins and went straight into the tavern to buy a drink. Perhaps mankind is unlovable after all. So we can lose the trait of charity, but we're not going to. It does not make sense, but I must try to accept it. I think that makes more sense for our character. We are a very religious man. Sharp pains in your eye. Oh, we're gonna die. We're gonna die because we drank that fucking thing. I knew I shouldn't have drank it. It seems that it's not due to a serious illness and that will pass quite soon. Nevertheless, you should receive some very mild treatment. All right, so he's going to try and help us out. He had us write the names of your worst enemies, and when nobody was looking, pass the parchment into the fire. Better than you, my lord. Okay, so it does seem that was effective because it did increase our health. And perhaps it will help me to increase Countess Mahat's opinion of me if I sent her a gift as a show of friendship and good faith. So yeah, I'm okay with sending her a gift. We're trying to get her opinion up. She's our only, although it looks like she's not doing so well. She is stressed, she's older. You know what, maybe I shouldn't spend all this money. It doesn't seem like she's gonna last. No, I'm not gonna spend any money on her. She's not gonna be alive much longer. And he has revoked, okay, a title. Looks like we have another conflict going on in the Middle East over here. It is right there. All right, so yeah, we're not gonna get involved in any of that. It's not a crusade. And excruciating abdominal pains have been disabling you lately, but now that you come to think of it, they're no longer there. Alright, so I think we didn't lose the stress trait, but we might be better at this point. But we should not have drank that. That did not go well. Castle walls have been built. Alright, so let's go and continue building in our lands here. I think this time we're going to go with the castle town so that we can get more income, so that we can build more stuff. Alright, awesome. And I think we'll just probably build in these two provinces for right now. It's not like we are swimming in money. Your wife, Duchess Isabel, has sent you a gift. It is a small puppy, but of the finest pedigree and destined to grow into a great hunting dog. Okay, yeah. Well, thank you, wife. I will accept this gracious gift. Increase our health and our diplomacy, and now we need to name it. Let's name our hunting dog. I think it would make sense for a character to name a dog Faithful. I think that would be very fitting. So yeah, now we have a hunting dog. Looking at our stats, you have seen that our martial has gone up considerably. Your dog is growing quickly and is no longer a puppy. He runs fast and has a keen nose, and your dog handles and your dog handlers praise his good character. All right, so we got some prestige from that. And she has bought some favor from our spy master. Oh no. Oh yeah, looks like she's calling in favors and stuff. Good God, woman. I have a feeling she's going to try and cause me some trouble before she dies. My attempts to sway her have not been in vain. I'm slowly but surely winning over the woman's friendship. Can't tell. You have been studying the art of mounted combat under the tutelage of a skilled local horseman. The bruises you have incurred from falling off your horse will heal in time, and they are a small price to pay for your increased horsemanship. All right, so we got more martial. I'm a little bit worried about our ability to have some children here. We only have our one son, and our wife is 39 years old, so it does feel like we're not going to, we're not going to have any more children. I almost want to request a divorce here. It looks like that would not be possible. I didn't realize we had a non-aggression pact from this. Yeah, it doesn't look like he would accept that, unfortunately, and that is because she's a faithful spouse, mostly. Yep. All right. Well, that's a shame. Yeah, that's a real shame. Because she's getting older, and yeah, I don't see us having any other further kids with her. I know that she's. I know I'm talking all this shit about her. I do love her and all, guys. Of course. But it's about dynastic issues, guys. I don't like only having one son. It's so risky. But she gave us a puppy. I guess I shouldn't be talking about divorce. And it looks like something else is that maybe the puppy was setting us up. Yep, the puppy was setting us up for her to ask for something. My wife, Duchess Isabel, has asked me to get rid of one of my courtiers who she finds mighty annoying. On one hand, Isabel might not be happy if I refuse her request, but if I fire the annoying man, maybe people will feel my wife has too much influence over my actions. So this is, in fact, my chancellor. And I don't. Let me just see here. I don't really want to fire him. I mean, yeah. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna get rid of my chancellor. See if there's anything else I need to be aware of up here. I could designate a regent. I suppose we'll probably just make our wife the regent. Let's see why we win it. She seems to do. You know, we could also make her the regent, and that would appease her a bit more. Well, once again, I feel like that's given too much power to her. Let's put our wife in the regency spot. I think she would do a good job. Your faithful hunting dog is always around and always happy to see you. It is good to have such a faithful friend, and thus we have lost the stressful trait. Excellent. It turned out to be quite a good dog for us. And we have some kind of order rising up there. And I wish to formally invite you to my court for a period of festivities leading up to my coronation. All right, so he's just now celebrating his coronation. So we're most definitely going to attend it. And personally inform how satisfied he is a great month of festivity. Okay, so we gained some prestige from that. King Louis VIII decided to call for the attention of all his guests before tonight's dinner and spent a great deal of time decanting the virtues of a good king. His speech was passionate and on point, enough to convince many of the people present that he will be an extraordinary ruler, myself included. All right, so our opinion of him has increased. One thing I also wanted to look at is, I want to say the only thing that we need to pass our inheritance law is to rule for, 10 years. That's it. And no vassal has a negative opinion of you. Alright, so that would require us to increase the opinion with a couple vassals. We have not ruled for 10 years, though. I think it's 1219, so we're almost there. So we should probably start planning for that now by increasing the opinion of some of our vassals. And the best way, of course, to increase the opinion of our vassals would be to maybe have a feast in the fall. I think that's exactly what we will do. I think we're gonna have a feast. So once we get to fall, I'll try and remember. I'll probably forget. Maybe I'll slow it down one notch since the time does go so fast. But yeah, we want to have a feast once we get to November. Hopefully that'll increase the opinion of some of our vassals. So King Louis kneels before Bishop Theobald as his host of vassals surrounds him in complete silence, and so he has been appointed as the king. With the ceremony finally conducted, he bid me farewell. Alright, and we're going to go back home. So we have an earl, a rival earl, which is a neighboring earl here that's trying to usurp our title. We're going to have to deal with him. Could make him disappear. That would result in a loss of piety, though. I don't think we would do that. So let's just bribe him. We're not going to kill a fellow Christian. We also have built our keep as well, so let's go ahead and build something else here. If we have the money, it seems we do not have the money just yet. No, unfortunately we need about 415 gold. Alright, and looks like it was not successful. Alright, well we gained our money back, so we could of course build something now. How much are we earning per turn? Earning 4, it's not much. You know, I think we're going to wait to build anything. Yeah, let's just wait. I prefer to build in the capital. That's the only province that you're sure not to lose. And yeah, we're slowly succeeding in increasing her opinion. Where's she at right now? She's at 42. All right, that's not too bad. And we're almost to November, and then we're gonna throw this feast, and then we'll probably be ending the episode. We received credible reports of a recent sighting of a great white stag. Sat on my horse. I don't know if I can throw the feast if I'm on a hunt. I don't know if it actually checks for that. So yeah, let's get this feast throwing, because we are now in November, and it does seem that we can't because we're on, god damn it. I thought that might be the case, that I wouldn't be able to do this because it's November. Alright, or because we're on the hunt. Alright, but that's a shame. We'll have to wait until after. You have gathered your followers, and if it ends before December, the end of December, we should still be able to have the feast. I don't think it will, though. So let's go on the hunt. And hopefully we're actually successful this time. Scouring the countryside for your prey, you come upon a lone rider. You strike up conversation. It turns out he also hunts the same great animal that you are after. His lack of success in the forest seemed to match yours, but he invites you to talk and share experiences. So, alright, we'll get a new courtier. Sure, we'll talk to him. And we returned to our court, and we still have not been able to hunt the great white stag. Your hunting dog needs proper training if he's to perform well during hunts. Perhaps you should take a hand in this yourself. Yeah, let's train him personally. He's our pup. Alright, I also want to take a look at our son here and see how he has been raised up. Looks like his martial is at 3, his learning is at 2 right now. Okay. That's okay, I suppose, for 8-year-old. Your steward has collected a special tithe. Excellent. More monies. And the castle town has been finished up too, so let's go ahead and build something else. It seems that we do have an attack here, but it looks like the king is handling that. Thank you. Thank you, sir. I think we're going to go to get the barracks, just because it's cheaper. So that hopefully when it's done building, we'll have enough money to get something else. I don't know. Suppose we'll find out. A troubadour and his wife has arrived. Well, I guess we got to pay him 3.2 gold. And it looks like King Henry III has died already at age 21. He died from a bad case of the flu. So who is the current monarch now? Because he didn't have any children yet. Oh, wow. All right, so let's just see who... Oh, his brother, yes. Richard II is now the King of England. Okay, at 20 years old. And he is currently married to Isabel. All right, so, yeah, Henry died much earlier than he did historically. With my illustrious education in all affairs of state and diplomacy, I should have no trouble finding the right way to endear myself to the Countess. Let's go with I will send an envoy to her realm. Unfortunately, my diplomats were okay. We were unsuccessful. And bad news. All right. Looks like he was not successful in taxing them. They might have got a little bit upset with it. In the past months, you've been spending a lot of time outside training your trusty hunting dog. You find that the combination of daily physical exercise and fresh air are doing wonders for your health and constitution. Let me just reduce this here because the speed, because we're about to go into November. And we have gained the diligent trait. Awesome. That's a fantastic trait. All right. Excellent. So the hunting dog has just been incredibly beneficial. I guess I should really feel bad about talking about divorcing my wife. Yeah, we're not going to divorce her, guys. She gave us the dog. So we will, and we got one kid. Hopefully he'll be fine. We know that she's still probably intriguing against us, although we can't see it any longer. Maybe not. You know what I'll do? I'm going to go ahead and take him out of hiding, I think. Hopefully this doesn't end up going bad for me. So let's take him out of hiding. I can't have him hiding his entire life. And looks like, okay, so she did die. All right, so all that work we did to get her happy, and she did end up dying, and now her son is taken over, and he is not, it did not fall out of our realm. I don't know why we were getting the notification for that. So that's fine. This guy though, this guy might end up, yeah, he's okay. So if he inherits, then it will go out of our realm. So hopefully, oh, that's his son. Oh, yep. All right, so maybe that's why we were getting the notification, because it was based on his son, unfortunately. Yeah, we might end up losing that. Maybe we might need to do something about that, guys. I think we could just revoke it from him. I thought we could revoke the titles. I thought we changed the laws to that, but apparently those have been changed back. All right, so we could get get one person to support this and then change it back. I think that's exactly what we're gonna do. Yeah, because we can't do this one just yet. Yeah, unfortunately. All right, so let's go ahead and do this one. We might also want to change up our centralization so that we, don't have such a low size of lands that we can control. But you know what? I want to do this one first. So let's go ahead and say okay, and then we're gonna want to get one of these guys to support us. I'll probably just go with him. I like him. I'm thinking about giving him a minor title. So let's go ahead and order him to take the vows. I don't think that there is an option for this because I think we already owe him a favor. So we're gonna have to do somebody else, somebody who we don't owe a favor to. Here we go. We don't owe a favor to this guy. So hopefully that should help it pass, because I think we already had 2 supporters for it. Although I didn't actually take a look at who those 2 supporters were. They're both bishops, so that should be enough to get it to pass. And we do need to go ahead and do the feast. So let's go ahead and throw our feast. And all of our vassals will be there. All right, so it's a bummer that I spent so much time working to improve her opinion. And they have approved it. Excellent. So now we can revoke that title if we so desire. And yeah, they voted for us. Excellent. So we now owe him. And we are going to probably spend a lot of money on this. I want to, and that's why I'm glad that we did get the cheaper building, and we are going to get the fire eater. I'm trying to throw a massive feast to get the best opinion that we can, and we will spend lavishly on the food as well. And hopefully everybody accepts our invitations, and it seems that this guy was not willing to come, but he does not have the negative opinion. Well, I don't know. We'll have to see now. Yeah, it looks like this would only affect our opinion. I didn't see if that guy was one of the ones who didn't like us. And it looks like the anti-pope has ended, the anti-papacy. Excellent. And the guests have arrived, and this is going to be the last thing that we do in this episode, guys. We're just going to finish up this feast here, and it looks like we did become close friends with our steward. All right, awesome. So we can now, and everybody had fun, it seems. Everybody seems to have enjoyed it. We got prestige from that. But yeah, we can now revoke this title if we so desire. It does seem that the council is willing to vote for this. Everybody's pretty happy with it. And I think we're going to go ahead and revoke the title. Of course, he might, I don't know if he can rebel on this one. But let's go ahead and do it. I'm willing to fight him if need be. And hopefully that did work. I guess we'll find out here in a minute. I will not allow you to steal my titles without a fight. All right, so he did rebel against us. We kind of had to do it. We had to attack him, guys. And I don't really feel like it's outside of our traits here. I suppose you could say that it wouldn't be just, that we just take his title, but as a ruler, you do have the rights to decide who has titles. So I don't really feel like that's not just. We're not a kind ruler, precisely. We're a very religious ruler. I guess we're charitable. Maybe it wasn't fitting since we're given to charity, but I don't really feel like that was against our traits. You can tell me if you think I'm wrong on that one. But next episode, we will be taking this from him, and we're going to start giving some titles out as well. I feel like we can give a couple titles. Obviously, we can't really hold in all of these titles ourselves. Obviously we have penalties for that, though we don't really have any powerful accounts, so it doesn't really matter. We could technically keep them all if we wanted to. I don't really have any sons to give them to, or anybody else that I'd want to give them to, but I don't know. Maybe we can find somebody in our court that we really like, that we'd like to help out, give him a title, make him one of our vassals. But we'll be fighting him next episode. I am guessing he doesn't have a lot of troops, so it shouldn't be too difficult to take that title from him. But that is going to be the end of the episode. We'll be conducting this war against our rebellious count next episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this first episode. It's been fun so far. I think we've got a good game going, and I'm really looking forward to continuing, maybe expanding our lands in France, and I want to see what ends up happening with our kids here, with the situation with Hugh being our only son. It would be really interesting if he did end up dying. I don't want him to die, obviously. I want to keep this in the family of the Hugues. But if he did end up dying, like I said, that would result in the guy over here, our cousin, taking over, which would in fact expand our lands by 3 counties, making us significantly more powerful. So that would certainly be an interesting development. If you want to see where he's at in the family tree, he's right here. That's him. So he's the son of our uncle. But that is going to be the end of this extra long first episode. Hope you guys did enjoy it. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. I do read and reply to all comments. Love talking to you guys, so would love to hear your opinion of the campaign, as well as anything I did or didn't do. Obviously, I would love to hear your opinions when it comes to the roleplay aspect on traits that we're doing. Did I do something that maybe didn't fit the traits? Let me know so that we can make sure we're playing it based on our rules. Maybe other things that we can do that would be fitting for our character. I'd love to hear you guys' opinion. This is definitely a campaign that I want you guys to be involved in, if you desire. As far as names of rulers, I think we're probably going to name like all of our sons Hugh. Our first sons are all going to be named Hugh. And then after that, any subsequent sons and daughters, those names are open for you guys to post down in the comments below. I will be favoring the patrons for names. So if you are a patron, and if your Patreon name is different than YouTube name, then please state, because I might not be aware that you're a patron if your YouTube name is different. But yeah, please post any suggestions for names in the comments. Nothing silly, guys. It does need to be like a French name, something that's fitting for a French child. But yeah, and once we get a few other kids, which I don't know if this guy will have any further children. We'll just have to see what happens with our wife. And we're already getting kind of old now. She's quite old as well, so unless she ends up dying before us and we remarry, we might not have any further kids. But our grandkids, the kids of our Hugh the 11th, those are all ones that we'll need names for. So feel free to suggest those in comments. Don't do it now, though. Let's wait until we get a little bit further along, because then I'll forget them. But stuff like that, names for characters, suggestions on what we should do based on our character traits, all that kind of stuff, I'd love to hear from you in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, go consider checking out some of my other series on the channel. If you like Paradox games, I play EU4. I have a EU4 campaign I just played recently, as well as a Stellaris campaign. We don't play those very often, mostly play Hearts of Iron 4 on the channel, but there's, I don't know, like 20 campaigns of Hoi 4 on the channel, so if you do enjoy that game, you should be able to find something that you like. If you like other games that aren't strategy games, Jinx and I play all kinds of games, so you should be able to find something in another genre if you'd prefer as well. Alright guys, so that's going to be it for this one. There will be a Monday episode, just because it's a new series. We don't typically have videos on Monday. I am working on Sunday, but I don't know what my schedule is because a coworker's wanting to change something up. So I don't know if I'm going to be working the shift I usually do. If I don't, then I can get it recorded on Sunday, and then we can, have Monday's episode at a normal time. But if I do work the full shift, then I won't be able to record it till Monday, which means that episode 2 will be a little bit late. Probably be Monday evening more than likely. But then after that, we should be back onto schedule for the week. All right, so that's going to be it for this first episode. Hope to see you on the next one, and thanks for watching, guys.